2007 Kia Sedona. Got to put in a new hub assembly because the bearings are bad on the one that I put in. I put in a new one about 18 months ago, somewhere around there. And the other day it failed inspection because the bearing pack is loose. So I got to put a new one in. Alright, so jack up the vehicle, chock block the back wheels so it doesn't roll away, stuff like that. Now we got to take the brake off. Jack up the vehicle, chock the rear wheels. Get ready to take the brake assembly off, the caliper and the caliper bracket, because we need to remove the rotor. Two 14 millimeters holding the caliper on there, and then you just tap the caliper out. Maybe use a little pry bar. Pops out, pads come out. Then there's two 17s that hold the caliper bracket in. Take those out. Good to go. Now the axle nut has been spiked. You got to pry that out and then remove it, probably with an impact wrench. And then you're going to remove any retention screws on the rotor. You want to pop the rotor out of there. You can pop the rotor out now. Now you want to take the rotor off. You may need a tool like this. You strike it with a hammer and it's like a little torque wrench, and it will loosen up those kinds of screws. Let's take the rotor off. Now if the rotor appears to be fused on there, it's not that you need to remove the axle nut, it's that it gets rusted. So you're gonna have to hammer it. Try not to hammer the surface too much, or at all really, because you'll damage it and your pads won't sit right. So sort of bang on it on the top side, rotate it. Do that a lot. Maybe put a torch on here to heat up this guy. Get a change in the metal. It'll come off. Worst case, and I mean real worst case, is you could leave it on there because you're not going to keep this hub. You could leave it on there, but then you'd have to get a new rotor. So well, I'm violating my own rule about hitting the braking surface. Doing that, rotating it, it's getting close. Well, that was a pain. If you have problems with that, you can look on other videos. There's plenty of people that show you how to get off a problematic rotor, including a torch. I mean, like literally to cut it. Okay, moving on. We're going to take the nut off. There's a spike right there. It's been compressed. You need to straighten that out, then hit it with an impact wrench and get it off there. Okay, I use a 36. It might actually be a 35, but I don't have a 35. 36 works fine. So now that that's off, you can push the axle back a little bit. The axle will move, and that makes it possible to get to these bolts right here. There's one right there. There's one right there, and there's one on the other side. Those are what holds the hub assembly onto the steering knuckle. So we're going to loosen those. You might need an impact wrench for those, not sure. They are 19 mils. Okay, the three bolts are out, and you can see it's already coming off. Now, part of why it's coming off is because I replaced this not so long ago, and I put a lot of anti-seize in there. It's very possible you're going to have a horror show trying to get this off. There are special tools that you can get to help break the bearing out of there. See other people's videos on that. So now that we get the bearing, the old one out, the old hub, we're going to clean up the rim inside there, and then we're going to fill this thing up with anti-seize again and put it back in. So I cleaned this up, cleaned off the spindle. Gonna put grease on the spindle to help it go through the hub correctly. Load this up with anti-seize and put it back together. Total time on this for you is probably less than 2 hours. Don't forget to put the dust plate back on, the rock plate. And if you're having trouble, tightening this top one because the axle's in the way, you can jack up, put a jack underneath the control arm, low control arm, and push the control arm up, leveling that off. You'll get a better angle, and you'll be able to get tighten that much easier. Alright, so there's a lot of debate about whether you should use an impact wrench on this axle nut or not. Just make sure you have the splines, the axle fed through the hub correctly all the way. There should be no more gap back there. It should be right up flush against the steering knuckle. I'm going to use a torque wrench and using an online tool, Timken Info. Timken is a bearing company. It shows 177 to 199, so I have this set to 195, which seems to be the limit of my wrench, and I'm going to torque that down by hand, no impact wrench, and then I'm going to spike this. Now this has been spiked a few times and it's kind of damaged. I've ordered new ones online. Kia wants $20 a nut. O'Reilly wants $12 a nut, and I got them online for like $3 a piece, and the ones I got are Beck Arnley's plus $2 shipping. So when they come in later next week, I'll replace both of them, torque them, and spike them correctly. These have been taken off many times because of all the work I've had to do. Making progress on our reassembly. Now we're to the point where we need to reinstall the brake pads and the caliper. So one of the things on these pistons on the calipers, well, they're protruded too far to easily put the caliper back on. So what you do is this. Put a big C-clamp on each piston and then compress the clamp, which pushes the piston in. And if that doesn't work, your pistons are jammed and you need new calipers. Okay, the pistons are compressed. The brake pads are back on. Now I just take this guy. Hard to do one-handed. Should fit on there really easily. Just like that. If you're struggling with that, you probably haven't compressed the pistons far enough. They'll compress all the way.